Hello and welcome to Express Drives and to another edition of Cars, Bikes and Conversation. I'm Roshun Povaiah.
And I'm Vikram Chaudhary.
So this week we have something interesting lined up for you. We talk about Maruti Suzuki losing market share, the top 10 car sales for the first half of the year, and Vikram has written a very interesting bike, the TVS RTX, Apache RTX 300. All that, and of course, driving etiquette coming up in this episode of Cars, Bikes and Conversation. So, to start off with, Vikram.
Yep.
Maruti Suzuki, the country's largest car maker.
So I think for the first time ever, Maruti Suzuki's market share has dropped under 40%. So we've been tracking it for quite many years. It was about 51.2% in FY19, 50% in 51% in FY20, then it dropped to 47%, 43%, 41%, 40 point something percent in FY25. But for the first time, in the first 6 months of this financial year, it has dropped to 38.8%. Now that's big news. This is despite the fact that Maruti Suzuki has launched so many cars. It has launched 5 all-new models. It has launched 5 new generation models and numerous facelifts. Despite that, the market share is dropping. Why?
That's a very interesting thing. But I think we spoke about this in the last episode as well. With the others gaining market share, Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, all of them have gained market share. Where do they eat out of? I think it's Maruti's cake, right?
I think so. So let's go by model by model.
Okay.
The first we'll talk about the 5 all new models which were launched. Jimny failed. Invicto could do just about 10,000 units. Jimny has done, I think, about 28,000 units since its launch. Fronx is a huge success. Fronx has sold almost 3 lakh or more than 3 lakh, but sales have come from the Baleno.
Okay.
So some sales have come from the Baleno. There are good facelifts like the new Ertiga. Swift has done well. Desire has done well. But the thing is that they are eating into each other's sales. So if one model sale is rising, another model sale is falling.
So cannibalization is happening.
Cannibalization is happening
within Maruti.
And Maruti is not able to take away market share from others. Others are growing, especially Tata and Mahindra, they are growing. Hyundai is sort of around that 15-16% level, from 15 to 17%, so that kind of level over the last 5 years. But Maruti, it's a big drop. You think, from about 51% to 38%, it's a 13 percentage point drop in just 6 years.
From FY19 to now?
To now.
Okay. What role, Vikram, would you say that car safety plays in this and consumer awareness about car safety? Because earlier, Maruti didn't have a stellar reputation for safety. Of course, the last 2-3 models of theirs have got 5-star safety rating, which is very good. They're keeping up with the times. But do you think that plays a role in Maruti's?
I think it played a huge role during that 2022, 23, 24 period when Tata Motors focused a lot on safety. They focused on 2 things. One is vocal for local. They said it's 100% made in India car. Plus they focused on safety. Every car they launched, from Punch to Nexon to Altros, every car was 5-star safety rated. Now I remember I had gone on a Maruti Suzuki drive in Udaipur. It was the new Celerio. It was 2021. There was a kid, and I asked him that, do you like this car? So that kid, 7-8-year-old, he said, safeguard lenge sir. I was shocked.
Wow. That's
And
the level of awareness.
Which car? He said Tata.
That's the level of awareness that consumers have. So safety does play a big...
Safety does play a role.
But now, thankfully, Maruti is also working on safety. The new Desire is 5-star safety rated.
Yes. The Victoris
is also 5-star safety rated. So I think Maruti will pick up. Obviously, Maruti plays a long-term game. Maruti has its entire lineup sorted till I think 2030.
Yeah. So that's it, Vikram. But Mahindra, Tata, Hyundai, they've been playing this rotation musical chairs for position 2, right? So sometimes Hyundai, sometimes Tata, sometimes Mahindra, month on month. How do you think car sales faring this year? Will it grow? Because I think they were looking at a year-on-year growth of only around 2%, if I'm not mistaken. So will they grow?
No, I think they'll more or less remain flat. I think what you said about 2 to 3%, that should be that if they achieve that, that's a good sign.
Okay.
So because last year was very good, so I think even 2 to 3% is good enough. I think there'll be a little bump because of this GST.
The GST cuts would probably
Because,
work.
we've seen that most of the models, most car companies, they announce record sales on Dhanteras. So I think there will be a slight bump up, but overall for the entire year, I think so it should be about 2 to 3% growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the models you think would win this year? If you look from Jan to
So
September.
I did an interesting study on all the models, the top selling models of this year. Very interestingly, the top selling model is Maruti Suzuki Dzire. Top selling model
no
is Maruti
surprise.
Suzuki Dzire. 30% sales come from the fleet segment.
Exactly.
Partho Banerjee, the sales and marketing head, told me that 30% come from the fleet segment. Yet, a sedan topping sales in a
SUV market.
market. That's something very interesting.
True, but then I think the whole fleet sales thing still has a large role to play in.
But still,
Even if you take off that, right now I think I have the numbers. So it has done about more than 1.5 lakh sales,
Okay.
the Dzire.
Right.
So even if you take off what fleet segments 30%, it's still about 1.3 lakh, 1.2 to 1.3 lakh.
Yeah. 1 point. Yeah.
So I think it's not just fleet, but there is a lot to desire. People want a car in that segment. There's a lot to desire in that.
that's a trend.
But then how are the other cars in that segment faring? You have the Tigor, you have the Amaze, you have the
None.
Accent.
None is wrong. Well.
Yeah, and that's surprising, right?
I think it's also because of CNG. All have CNG, but
Okay.
Amaze doesn't have a factory fitted CNG. You go to, you order a CNG, the dealer will fit a CNG for you. That makes a huge difference. There's in your mind that it's a factory fitted thing. So I think that's one of the things which is working for the Dzire. And I think also because within this segment, the Dzire does not really have competition from Amaze or Tigor or Aura.
Right.
Yeah, Aura is, I think most of it is going in the fleet segment.
Fleet, yeah.
Tigor, it's not really selling well. Amaze, just doing about 2,000 units a month or 3,000.
Right.
So it's an open field for Dzire.
Yeah. And then the new players like Citroen, Basalt and all have tried, which don't even make a dent.
No.
Segment.
No.
Another thing, second largest selling car till now from January to September is Creta. And
Again, I'm not surprised.
No, two things here. First thing is the Creta Electric has not worked. If it would have worked, Creta would have been the largest selling. First thing. Second thing is the Creta's prices are from 11 lakh to about 20 lakh ex-showroom. 30% of the sales are of the top two models, top two variants, which is about 18 to 20 lakh. So the main market is 18 to 20 lakh. It's people are not buying the entry level Creta. People are buying the top end Creta. Why is that?
Features.
Features.
Hyundai is known for features.
Yeah.
A decade ago, when people were talking about safety and other things, Hyundai was not giving you airbags, but they were giving you Bluetooth, they were giving you sunroofs, they were giving you LED lights when they were just coming in, DRLs, So they've always been known for features. I think that's.
So I have the numbers now. So Dzire has done 1,53,000 units from January to September. Creta is just 1,000 units less. Just 1,000, despite being almost 2.5 to 3 times the price. At least 2.5 times the price. At the third position is the Wagoner, which is expected. 1,46,000. Then it's Ertiga. Why is Ertiga doing so well?
Again, passenger mover, fleet segment. Ertiga also, I think, sells.
And then
It's the Swift, 1,35,000. Swift was expected. Brezza expected, 1,31,000. Scorpio, why is Scorpio doing well?
That I think has purely got to do with sales of Scorpio N and Classic combined. They're listing them together. That's why the sales are up.
Okay.
Because Classic has always sold, like I said this last time as well, 6,000 units a month. It keeps selling, and that's why Mahindra didn't discontinue the vehicle. They're continuing it despite it not having any safety, and the Scorpio N has added to it.
Yeah.
And after that is the Fronx. Now, this is one interesting thing. Franks has pushed Baleno out of the top 10. You know, despite it being almost 1 lakh rupees more expensive than the Baleno, obviously same engine, same chassis and everything, but that SUV body style,
Yes.
it has pushed Baleno out of the top 10. Now, Baleno was in the top 10 since it was launched, 2014. Now, Franks has pushed Baleno out of the top 10.
Bound to happen. India, I mean, the demand for SUVs is so much. So even if you just slap on a bit of cladding and raise the ground clearance, vehicles sell.
Yeah.
You know, it is just that whole SUV craze. But that said, the Franks has got global appeal also. It's being exported to Japan. It is doing very well in Japan. And strangely enough, the 5-door Jimny, which is not doing so well in India, is doing very well in Japan. It's sold out over there. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you lose some markets, you win some markets for Maruti.
And a very interesting thing is that the Punch is at the 10th position now. Last year, the Punch was the largest selling car in India.
It was the largest selling car.
It was the largest selling.
Single model in India in 2024, but this year till now, it is at the 10th position.
Now Punch is losing.
I think Punch is losing because it did not get that facelift.
Okay.
The facelift which the electric Punch got, it did not.
The ice punch
Ice
doesn't.
Punch did not get that. And Nexon is really, I think so, Nexon could be eating into the sales of the Punch because Nexon has sold almost 15,000 more units than the Punch.
Till now this year.
Okay. But that also very interestingly shows how consumer behavior is. You know, Mr. R.C. Bhargava used to keep saying that India is a small car market, people are buying small cars. But the Alto doesn't feature anywhere. At one point of time, it was the largest selling car in India, 25,000 units a month they used to sell. And that was more than a decade ago. After that, it's just gone downhill and out of the top 10, out of the top 15, I would think.
Out
The top 20.
Out of the top 20, there you go.
I think so. I think so. It was the 22nd or 24th position till now. It has been that, like, you know, so even if it gets into top 20, it will be a huge win for the Alto.
Exactly. So I think what is happening here is the easier access to credit is helping consumers now finance their cars and straight away go for a B segment or a hatchback, a large hatchback segment car or a small SUV.
I also think that
the
pre-owned cars,
Yes.
let's say a pre-owned Punch or a pre-owned Venue or a pre-owned Brezza, it's almost the same price as a new Alto.
So you get a bigger car for the same money.
A
And
3-year-old Brezza could be at the same price as a top-end Alto.
I think that is also another reason why the Alto is not selling.
But now, since the GST price cut, which has been across the board for the big cars, small cars, but for the small cars, the effective cut is bigger because, you know, it was about
Percentage-wise.
percentage. It was about 29 to 31%. From 29 to 31%, it has gone to 18%. Now, since September 2022, when the GST cut was announced, Maruti told us that it has gotten almost 3 lakh bookings. Of those, 80,000 are small cars, which is Alto, Celerio, Espresso. So these kind of cars. Now, 80,000, I think because of this GST cut, these small cars will get a slight boost.
So when we look at year-end sales, end of this year, I think there would be a bounce back and maybe a reversal of segments.
Not really reversal of segments, but I think so they'll Alto, you know, that Alto segment or small car segment in general, it'll slightly rise, but it won't obviously, you know, it won't get into those top 10 kind of things.
no.
Interesting. Okay. Now let's talk new launches and a very interesting motorcycle that you went and rode.
Oh my God, I loved it. Seriously.
So this motorcycle is, everyone knows the Apache brand. It was launched way back in 2006.
5 or 2006. And I have ridden the Apache RTX. Now, RTX is a touring bike, adventure touring.
RTX 300, and here also I would say impact of GST also plays a role because bikes below 350cc,
Yes.
the GST has come down. So brilliant pricing on the bike. Right?
Brilliant pricing. It starts at 1.99 lakh.
Wow.
Ex-showroom. The entry-level model. There's a top-end model which is 2.14 lakh. And then
Built to order.
Built to order is 2.29 lakh.
Yeah, there is a little bit of customization for your bike. Yeah.
So I'll tell you a few things about the bike. It's got huge road presence. And I don't know whether I should say it or not, but it looks a little bit like Triumph Tiger.
It does.
The
it
twin
does.
headlamps.
Yeah, twin headlamps and that beak. So it looks good.
Adventure look.
Yeah, adventure look. Adventure look.
But it's got massive road presence. If you look at from a distance or you go closer to it, it does not look like a 300cc bike. It looks like a proper, a competitor to a Himalayan. In road presence, obviously not in engine power and all, but in road presence, it's massive. I think so. TVS has done a good job. It is TVS's first adventure bike, first of all, but more importantly, it is TVS's best bet at making a globally premium aspirational motorcycle.
Okay. What are the three things that you really liked about the RTX 300?
First is road presence.
Okay.
It's really good. It's huge. First thing is road presence. Second thing is engine refinement. Now,
this is not the GS310 engine.
No.
All new engine.
So TVS has developed an all-new 299.1cc engine, so it's 10cc lesser than 10cc or something lesser than the 310 which was developed with BMW. TVS still has those two bikes, RR and RTR, which are still powered by 310cc. But somebody told me from TVS that now that 310cc motor is being discontinued, and those RR and RTR and RTX, all three will be 300cc. This new engine. TVS will also have a 450cc. The one which is being developed with BMW.
Yes.
So BMW is coming out.
And that's a parallel twin.
450, yes. That same engine will go in TVS bikes also.
Okay.
So now I think so it's a win-win for TVS. It's a long-term game that TVS and BMW are playing, and it's a win-win for both. But let's talk about this engine. It was unveiled last year at the TVS Motor Show in Goa. 300cc, and it's it's obviously it's not it's an adventure bike, so it's not a 0 to 60 kind of thing. But I rode that bike on highways around Shimla, and we have now really good roads coming up in the hills also. I was doing about 100 kilometers an hour, no vibrations.
Yeah, and they squeezed out a lot of power from a 34 bhp and 28 Nm of torque.
Yes.
From a 299cc engine.
Yeah.
Compare that with RE's 350cc engine, which develops much lower power.
That's obviously these engine characteristics are different. That same engine will develop slightly different torque, maybe if it's fitted in the RTR or RR, because these are track bikes. But I'm talking about the refinement. You asked me three things. The first thing was the road presence. Second thing was the refinement. The third thing was the quality. If you just have a look and feel of it, paint quality, no loose hanging wires, perfect seat, LED headlamps, that screen, not the touch screen, but TFT screen. Everything is made with love, I think so. I would say it's a global bike from an Indian manufacturer.
And that is really heartening to hear. And the price point is very, very tempting.
The price point is very, very good. And obviously, it's not just TVS. It's what TVS has gained out of, developing that 310cc, which they've been doing it for almost a decade, 2015-16 when they started. So TVS has gained a lot of engineering prowess by working with BMW.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think all that technical know-how has gone into the bikes, and including the fit and finish.
So
German quality fit and finish
on an Indian motorcycle. And I'll
also tell you, this is a very important bike for TVS. You know why? Because Apache RTR, that Apache brand, it starts from 160, 180, 200 and 310, and now it's 300. More than 80% sales are of 160. Then it drops to, very few people buy 180, fewer people buy 200, and nobody buys 310.
Yeah, it's a very few people buy the 310.
Buy 310.
Because it was kind of expensive also.
Yeah, it was expensive also, and I also think it was about if you want to spend so much money on a TVS when you're getting a BMW.
Exactly. You will spend a little more and get the BMW badge.
So I think so that.
But tell me, Vikram, now that you have this bike coming into this segment, it's definitely going to ruffle a lot of feathers. Can I compare it with the SD Adventure, and even go so far as to say even the Himalayan 450.
So,
Would I be saving a bit of cash buying a TVS Apache RTX 300
okay,
compared to a Himalayan 450, which has become more expensive because of the GST?
GST, yeah.
I think Himalayan starts at 3.14 lakh ex-showroom, which
Ex-showroom.
is about 3.4 on road. This would be 2.2 or 2.3 on road.
Exactly, a whole lakh.
So, so let's talk about bike by bike.
Right.
Suzuki V-Strom
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
The TVS is way better in terms of road presence or quality or engine performance and everything. Way better. Similarly priced is the Adventure. The Adventure feels like from last century. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Because the Adventure is very heavy. It is not as nimble as the TVS. Its engine is a bit coarse. TVS engine is very refined because if you just switch on the engine, you can feel that refinement, that sound. It's like music to ears. Okay.
I can see you're smitten completely with it.
Seriously, it's a good bike. And then let's compare it to KTM 250.
Ah.
Almost 50,000 more expensive because it starts at 2.4 lakh ex-showroom. 40,000 more expensive. But KTM is feature loaded. But when you ride the KTM, it's like it's working at its limits. It's like it's coarse. It's very powerful. It's like it's difficult to control kind of thing. But TVS on the other hand, it's smooth. Not as eager as the KTM. Let's say from 0 to 60 or any speed to any speed, but it's smoother. It's much more gentler on the body. Now let's go to the Himalayan. Sorry, every manufacturer, Himalayan 450, Himi 450 is another level. I'll tell you one thing. There was another journalist who had ridden from Gurgaon to Shimla, where the TVS ride was happening. After riding the RTX, Apache RTX, I got on the Himalayan and I felt more comfortable. Despite the fact that the TVS is so good.
True, it's a larger bike, larger wheelbase, better shock absorbers, better suspension. Of course, that's there. I was just looking at it overall from a value perspective.
No, so value obviously TVS. What will obviously we don't take our bikes so much off the road. Himalayan Himi 450 is very good off the road as well. This is decent off the road because I rode it through slush.
Yeah.
This is decent. It's got those riding modes. You switchable.
ABS as well.
Switch off the ABS, rear tire ABS, and it's got a rally mode and everything. But
Cruise control.
Cruise control, yeah.
It's called cruise control. Besides the Hero bike, this is the only other bike in this price band that has cruise control.
Cruise control. Obviously, because I did not really do a long 100, 200 kilometer trip on this. But I think so. The TVS would be very comfortable at 100 to 110 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Himalayan can go beyond.
It can go beyond, but at the end of the day, that is the speed you're comfortable in. I ride the Himalayan on long trips.
Yeah, wind blast.
And the wind blast gets annoying beyond 110.
Yeah,
I think between 100 and 110 is a good, comfortable speed to be at. And I do wish for cruise control because some of our highways are pretty good and you're constantly at a single speed. After a while, it begins to hurt your wrist. I wouldn't mind having cruise control on the motorcycle. I think it's a good addition.
Yeah, it's a good addition.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I'll I'll now jump onto that favorite topic of yours, which is road safety. Now, a very interesting thing happened. From Shimla, we came down to Chandigarh because my flight was from Chandigarh to Delhi. In Chandigarh, on Madhya Marg, which is that main road, it's a 6-lane road. So there are dotted lines, 3 lines, and then there's a solid line.
The hard shoulder.
Yeah. First time in India, in Chandigarh, I saw nobody is crossing that white line. I was seriously surprised.
How did they implement
in Germany,
this?
I've seen this, I've driven across the world. First time I've seen it. I asked my driver, He said the Chandigarh police has gotten very proactive and they are issuing challans if you're crossing that solid line unnecessarily. Not on every road in Chandigarh, but they've carved out some roads, like major roads, Madhya Marg, and then there's a road between, I think, sector 17 and 9. So these kind of roads, some roads, people are not crossing. I only saw a few scooters or some two-wheelers just crossing and coming into that main lane, but nobody is crossing.
I was surprised.
That is amazing, and that actually is a great segue into what we need to talk about, which is road safety and driving etiquette in India. I mean, these days we are getting good multi-lane highways everywhere, and I think the first thing that people need to learn is lane discipline. Nobody follows lanes. You have the rightmost lane, which is supposed to be for overtaking, and then you get back into the middle lane, or if you're going slower, then into the left lane. But no, the right lane is filled with trucks who are going slow close to the divider. To give you one incident, I was coming to work today, and DND, just after DND, if you cross it, you find bougainvillea bushes on the
Left side or
on the right side,
yeah,
the divider,
okay,
right, and that's the fast lane. I was in the fast lane. There was a couple on a scooter going ahead in the fast lane. Fine, we went ahead. Suddenly, they stop in the fast lane. The lady gets off to pluck bougainvillea flowers from the hedge in the middle of a busy road like this. What do you say to people like that? I mean, I saw her stop, so I braked in time, so to the left, fortunately not much traffic, avoided them and went. But they just stopped. They're like, fool dikh liya, acha. I mean, how do you put that kind of sense into people?
No.
First of all, I think we don't really have safety as a culture.
Yeah.
Another thing I saw, there was this near my home. There's a rider who's delivering something, maybe a Rapido or somebody. He's talking on phone like this. He's riding his bike. He takes a turn, and he almost hits a rickshaw. The phone falls down. He fights with the rickshawala, picks up the phone, starts talking, and starts riding. No, there's no lesson learned.
There's no lesson learned. Helmets are a joke, right? People wear helmets only because the police enforce it. Do they buckle it up? No. Even those who put the helmet on, they don't buckle it up. So where's it going to save you, right? Seat belts. I've seen most of the cabbies.
They were behind it.
They wear it. They keep the seatbelt plugged in because otherwise the alarm will go off on the dash. When they see a traffic intersection and they see a couple of cops standing, they just pull this belt like this, just put it in front and sit. That's all. Then they put it back again. Rear seat belts, almost non-existent in most cabs. Even if the seat belt is there, the buckle is stuffed into the
Stuff inside the seat. Yeah.
What are the things that the government should do to implement? We can fine as much as we want, but implementation is a different problem, right?
Let's start with lane driving.
Okay.
Do you think that there can be pilots on some roads,
Yes.
not on ring road? Because you cannot have a pilot where there's
Too much of traffic.
Too much.
Yeah.
But can there be some pilots, let's say Central Delhi, parts of Central
NDMC, they can ride in NDMC,
Yeah,
New Delhi.
They can try that you don't cross that solid line.
Yes, you don't cross the yellow line in the
Don't
center.
cross the yellow line.
You maintain your lane, you don't straddle two lanes unnecessarily for too long. You can give 2-3 seconds for a lane change.
Yeah. So there can be some pilots by the police, and I'm not saying that they would not have thought about it. They would have thought about it, and there would have been challenges, and that's why they did not. Possibly they did not do it. But there should have been, that Chandigarh example.
Yeah.
Now that driver told me, the driver said that people. So he said that it started a few months ago, and on these roads, people drive in lanes.
Yeah.
Just because the police is very strict.
And that's what you need to do. Just do it in a few areas, then hopefully that will become a habit. It's like if you do anything for
21 days.
It will take years,
Yeah.
maybe decades, but
India, even longer. Look at the wrong side driving, still happens. They tried unique inventions in India, like those pointy things that they put on the road which go down. If you come from the right direction, it goes down. If you come from the other direction, it'll
Puncture your wheels.
tire busters or whatever. people have worked out jugards around them also.
Is it?
Yes.
Like what kind of jugards?
I've seen guys, like they have it in Noida and
Okay.
a few roads, right? Scooter coming in the wrong direction, two people on the scooter. The other guy gets down from the scooter, stands on that thing, it goes down, and he rides across it. I mean, it just.
But
Anyway, I think so. I mean, there should have been, they can go in for private participation, private sector participation. There are so many NGOs who are working towards road safety. I think so. It has to be a team level task.
Absolutely.
Police,
Yeah.
NGOs, and people themselves.
And I
General.
think it's also left to us also to build awareness. Sunroofs have become a huge demanded feature in cars in India, but people do not know the use of a sunroof in India. All of them want to buy it क्योंकि बच्चों को सर बाहर रख के जाना है. That it's very, very dangerous. We have seen terrible accidents happen because of kids standing out of the sunroof. One kid got the neck slit because of kite manja, and the other one got hit by an overhead beam somewhere. Why? Sunroofs are there for you to enjoy fresh air, and in a city like India, that's also very rare. So, a feature that's not really needed also. It's good to have, but use it wisely. So many of these things. High beam usage. People these days, most cars come with LED headlamps, and people drive with high beam all the time. Why? Because dikhna hai. If the other person is blind or not, it doesn't matter. They just want to see the road, right? And none of this is taught in driving schools in India when you're getting your license. What do they teach you in driving school? Aage karo, piche karo, S karo, parallel park karo, that's it. License, go.
And I think so that licensing process has to be made very difficult. But again, I think so because the problem is the sheer scale of people we have. If that licensing process, let's say that test, if it is done properly, it might take days and days. We don't have enough staff to get so many tests done in a proper way. I mean, they'll just do it. Let's say, I have to do I have to clear 10 licenses today. So I think so. It's the sheer scale. It is a challenge. It is a challenge.
Could
but it's
something
not
have been
which
done?
Cannot be overcome.
Could something have been done on the lines of how they tackled the passport problem in India? It was privatized. TCS handles all the back end for passport work in India, and it's now very efficient. Getting a passport, most of it is very efficient. Licensing also, like you have IDTR and centers like that where they have a proper test and everything, and it's quite easy in certain cities like Delhi and all that. But in smaller towns, again, it's a problem. Can this be privatized? Should the government
Obviously.
consider privatizing it?
Yeah.
Have a standardized test? And of course, to effect that change, can we suggest something as radical as a demonetization for driving licenses in India? Cancel every driving license, make everybody apply again on a certain deadline. I mean, it'll be a pain. I know it'll be a pain for me, it'll be a pain for you.
Yeah.
But in the larger interest, it just might make things better. Everyone goes through a rigorous test all over again and gets a fresh license issued.
I have mixed feeling on this. Again, because
Radical thought.
because of the scale.
Scale. Yeah.
Millions of people, So
Yeah.
it's not easy.
So
And at least those who are getting onto expressways and things like that, you could probably have a check right at the toll gate, because that you can have the person who's driving the car check his license there when he's getting onto the expressway. Might reduce a few of the expressway accidents. Expressway is a controlled environment.
yes.
Right, it's completely fenced in. Nobody else can get on the expressway. So at least there we can get lane discipline enforced. We can get ensure that the people driving there are qualified to drive. Some of these things.
So here I have a question, and I'm coming on record to say that I've broken a rule. Now the thing was that I was in Delhi. I was driving. I always try and drive in lanes. In Delhi, I was driving in a lane in NDMC area. There was a lot of traffic, and then I realized that everyone is going left, right, center, everywhere, and then I thought, forget it, man. Even I have, because I did not want to get struck. Now,
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Despite I think so I'm a good driver. Despite being a good driver, I'm breaking rules. Just because everyone else is.
Herd
If
mentality.
I don't do it, I will get stuck forever. Now, what is the solution to that? I mean,
I did wrong.
And your blood pressure begins to rise when you see everybody else breaking the rule and you can't, and finally you just give in, right? It's that herd mentality thing. I know it is difficult.
It's difficult, yes.
Difficult.
Yeah.
The other thing that can be done is, and they tried it in Delhi, they have that traffic sentinel app and all that which you have on your phone, where you can report violations to the police. So that increases the number of challans going out. You have to just record it with your phone and send it to the police. But the problem there is, half the time you are driving, and if you take out your phone to use it to record somebody else's violation, you are already violating the law by using your phone while you're driving.
So that brings me to another topic. The new Motor Vehicle Act, when it came, it massively increased the amount
fines.
of challans and everything. Do you think that has made a difference? Or that has been misused by the police?
See, I've seen both cases. I've actually seen it happen where people have been stopped and the fine is actually for speeding or whatever, and or a red light violation, and the police say like, we've stopped you, now this is the fine. Then a negotiation happens and they get away with a lesser fine, not wearing seat belt or something like that, and they're given a challan. Since they've been stopped, they have to be challan because now everything is on record. But they get away with a lesser challan. So that also happens, yes.
But that has not really changed.
No, it hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
Which is why people drive on the road like they're entitled. People driving on the road is not an entitlement, it's a privilege. Pedestrians get a right of way.
And then cyclists.
And it goes up the food chain, not the truck gets the right of way and everybody else below that,
But that's how we think.
That's how it is. Trucks drive on the right lane on the highway because they're like, mera road, mera baap ka sadak hai.
No, but there's a practical reason also, because I think we also have historical reasons. If you go back to, let's say, 90s and all, now when they started making from 2-lane to 4-lane, now when they started making 4 lanes, now the truck driving, now these are 2 lanes, the truck is driving this side. So the truck driving on the leftmost side will face a problem because there will be a truck parked somewhere on this lane. Now this truck cannot change lanes suddenly. Then there will be trees on top.
Yeah.
Now these trucks are heavily loaded,
So
higher
they
than
brush
their
the trees.
limit. So they'll touch the trees. So to evade these 2 things, that another truck parked on the left side lane and that those high trees, trucks started driving on the right side. Right side of this lane. Now the thing is, it's become a habit. Now the one truck driver is driving, his Chotu, who's learning from this driver, he sees that okay, he drives on this side, then he also drives on this side.
It's too complicated.
Yeah, but I've seen this lane display
On expressways?
On expressways for trucks, it's being implemented, and also like that's an expressway only, Agra Lucknow expressway and all that. Very, very strictly implemented that trucks have to
on the
drive
left
on
side.
The left. Gujarat, I've seen truckers moving from Rajasthan into Gujarat. They're all on this side. The moment they cross the border into Gujarat, they all go back to the left lane and drive in the lane they're supposed to drive in.
Is this because of police? Okay.
Implementation in Gujarat? They get challan very heavily. So I think a little more discipline in challaning will bring about better driving etiquette and lane discipline.
So very soon we'll take you from our studio to Tokyo. So we are going to Japan Mobility Show. A lot is happening this time. Honda is trying to reinvent itself. It is showcasing something really different, something unique. It has not told us what. Maruti Suzuki is also doing something in Japan, Toyota, Nissan. So these 4 companies, I think there'll be a lot from Japan for you guys.
Great.
And from Japan, we will also go to EICMA, world's biggest 2-wheeler show in Milan, and we'll get you something from there as well.
Great, Vikram. So lots coming up in future episodes of Cars, Bikes and Conversation. Thanks for watching.